Good evening, friends. Today, our topic is historical events. What are events called? There are circumstances which came into existence in the past days. So, today, when we are delved into historical events, there are various events that we have come across. In the context of our country, due to the historical events, we are free to live and do whatever we want. Because in the ancient days, India, the whole territory was under the control of British. So India did not get the privilege to live like the British people who were doing what they want. But after some times, Mahatma Gandhi, along with his comrades, relentlessly fought against the British, and eventually they gained freedom from the British, and the British moved out of the India in 1947. This is also a part of historical events. And today, as we mentioned about the historical events, let us go into a very structured format, the struggle of Indian independence, because it is some things that we need to understand since we are under the country of India. It is a must for you and I to understand how we come into independence and live freely. Today, India has been considered the largest democracy in the world. And so many people did not understand the history of India. Even its own citizens, some of them were not aware about what was happening back in the 1940s, 19, 1850s. Started in 1857. The Indians could not resist the law and order imposed by the British because they were not allowed to create salt for themselves, although it could be done so, and they were forced to plant indigos, which is a part of agriculture and grains, and the people working in the field of agriculture has to pay taxes, and apart from that they had to plant indigo for the government. This systematic of exploiting Indians was really condemnable. So the Indians could not resist such discrimination. So starting in 1857, Subhash Chandra Bose and many freedom fighters fought against the British. But unfortunately, at the end, the war was taken place only in the northern part of India. So the people living in the southern part and the western part of India did not participate in the movement. So it was not successful. But after 1930s, with the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, the Indian extremists and moderates were instigated Quit India movement launched against the British. At that time, the British were warred against the Axis, led by Germany, Italy, and France. They need armed forces from the Indians, but the Indians did not respond to their request. So eventually, what was the consequences? The British could not resist the struggles of Indians insisting to gain freedom from the and consequently the British in 1947 carved out their leadership in various parts of India. At that time, the governor of the province was viceroy, they call it, and all the viceroys were resigned from their post, and that's how India got independence in 1947. So this was the historical events which needs to be understood by all the citizens, and through the history, what we can learn today, the central government must not implicate things which are which are meant to be done for the tribal people or the minority people. If your fundamental rights is restricted, and how India got independence, it was all about struggle, freedom, and movement. And protest movement can be done so to indicate grievances on the situation of law and order. So it is a hope for the tribal people, and it can also be considered the way forward to achieve peace and what we need. So this was the historical events happening since 1758, 1857 to 1947, and this is also included in various parts of syllabus in the academic life. So if anyone could understand more about the conflicts and the movement instigated by the Indians since 1857, I think they could refer to some social science textbooks, or they can also go to different websites where where there can be seen the explanations of how India gained independence from the British. Hence, as I said, it is a very important historical event that one must understand, not just for awareness, but also to prepare for competitive examination. This has been the hot topics in all types of competitive examination. Thank you.